Thank you very much, everybody. Another beautiful day, Thursday, the 15th of May 2025. When we come and go through the market to look for opportunities to invest, as usual, the rich never gets tired of investing and growing their wealth, and that is why we are here once again today. Thank you, everybody, for making it another day, and most importantly, I must tell you how proud of you all I am for always having this desire to grow your wealth and keeping a date on a daily basis. The fact is, the rich invest, the middle class save, the poor spend, and the reason is not far-fetched. That's because eventually creating wealth is actually a lifestyle that does not ever leave you. You can't do wealth creation by hit and run. Here today, gone tomorrow. Wealth is never built that way. It's a daily lifestyle that must be kept so that you can continue to be in wealth. That's why the habits of the rich is completely different from that of the poor. We are not talking about spending habits now. We are talking about management habits in terms of managing the resources they have and growing money. And one thing about money and wealth creation is that it is never taught in school. So it's not about your education. No matter what your qualification is, whether you have attained a PhD, a master's, or a first degree, doesn't really matter. What matters is your orientation and behavior towards money in your hand. And you behave a certain way, you are surely going to build wealth. And you behave a different way from that, you are surely going to struggle with money and be broke for the most part of your life. That's not what we want. That's why we gather. Thank you very much for joining today. We go on straight to the day's activities. First off is the top gainers for today. A lot is going on in the market. A lot of surprises already. But let's see what the gainers chart is saying in the hour as we speak right now. Top 10 gainers for the day. Number 1, Honeywell floor. Can you imagine that? Congratulations to everybody who bought Honeywell floor. Currently 16 naira 50 kobo per share and 10% maximum gain for the day. I can tell you this, a lot of us got weary when Honeywell floor got to 11 and kept stagnating between 11 and 12, and then it would go down to 10 and all that. By the way, most of us bought Honeywell floor at 4 naira 90 kobo, 5 naira 50 kobo, and so on. Well, here we are, 16 naira 50 kobo as we speak, and it is on full bid. Number 1 on the gainers list. Number 2, Sky Aviation. Skyway Aviation currently 66 naira 40 kobo per share. It's gained 9.75% today. Next is McNichols, 9.66% gained, 1 naira 93 kobo. Number 4 on the list, imagine that, Northern Nigerian Flour Mills. We spoke about it yesterday and it keeps gaining today. Currently 109 naira per share, gaining 9.49%. Wow. Everybody who bought at 35, 39, 45, 40, congratulations. You have made over 100% gain on your Northern Nigerian flour mills without struggle. 109 naira per share. And then number 5 is Chelarams, 13 naira 11 kobo, gaining 9.34%. Okay, number 6 on the chart is Nigerian Police Force Microfinance Bank, gaining 8.88% and currently at 2 naira 33 kobo. This one stagnated for so long, around 1 naira 90 kobo for so long. I mean, for so long, most part of 2024 until it got suspended. But what do we have right now? Nigerian Police Force Microfinance Bank, with that 15 kobo per share dividend, is getting the attention it really deserves. Regalins, 59 kobo per share, 7.27% gained. Sovereign Insurance, 1 naira per share, 5.26% gained. Japol Gold, 4.52% gained. currently at 2 naira 8 kobo. So that's the way it looks right now amongst the top gainers for the day. Do I have a caller on Instagram? I would like to check to see if someone is requesting to join. I don't know if it's supposed to be a call, but let's try it out. Tonon Benoit. Let's see if I accept it and it goes through, then that tells me that was actually a call. And there are 3 people right there waiting already. Trims by Chuk says, please sir, what do you think about NPF Microfinance? Well, that stock is actually a very good dividend stock. They've been consistent in their dividend payouts, and honestly, this 15 kobo per share dividend is quite a lot regarding the cost of the share. This was a stock that was selling for under 2 naira. So I do not know now if it will keep rising. It has a tendency to always have a lot of supplies every time it attempts to make some serious moves. So you want to keep an eye, and if you really are interested in taking position, then maybe wait for a little pullback from the 2 naira 33 kobo or so that it is right now, because it's been a long time. I can't remember when last it got that high. As a matter of fact, we may be looking at the 52 weeks high right now at that price. So a little bit of caution is required. Okay, keep your comments coming in so that we don't leave any stone unturned in the course of the session. Good afternoon, Coach. Happy to be here today. Okay, thank you very much, Sir Amcolet. It's good to have you here. Let's keep going. You know how we do it. Power tap your screens. That is, tap them severally and share the live session. Let many other people who need this information find their way to joining us as you keep doing this, giving gifts on the screen. Abdul Kendrick says, I have 1 million. How can I get it to 2 million? Well, the stock market does not work with definite guesses like this or projections like this. A lot of the stocks that have returned 100%, we didn't anticipate that it will happen that fast. What we do is we look for the best fundamentals and take position in those stocks that have very good numbers, and then the rest begins to happen before our very eyes. Sometimes news from nowhere just pops up and gets a stock racing. So if you come into the stock market with the money doubling mentality, it will hurt you and disappoint you, because the stock market is not free of its own disappointments. A lot of times, what the unexpected happens, and if you came with that high hope of making sure that you must double this money within a specific time, you are surely going to be disappointed. So change the mindset and the orientation and have an investor's mentality. An investor is coming into a stock because he sees long-term value in it, and a lot of times, because of the quality of the stock, what he sees as long-term value and takes position can start rewarding him very early in the course or in the life of his investment. So if it's money that you need in a very short time, it's better to avoid the stock market. Rather, go on to something very certain. For instance, you have 1 million, you need it in a year's time, and you are you know that you can't cope without that money out in a year's time. Then you look for treasury bills that has a maximum tenor of 1 year. You are sure that you're going to get at least 17% and above, and the money is safe and will return to you. I've said this before, some of us have various projects. Some people are looking at paying for rent 1 year from now. Some are looking towards buying a car or getting involved in starting a building project, or even funding their marriage from a year from now. The surest thing to do if you do not know your way around the stock market is to put it in a treasury bills investment. You know that you have locked up that money. Surely when the time comes to use it, it's available, but it will give you an interest upfront which you can use as your benefit for locking it up, far better than most of the mutual funds and fixed deposit products that banks offer. So you need to know this and tailor your investments accordingly so that you don't end up in regrets. But if that money is not what you may want anytime soon, and you are looking at even investing from time to time regularly, adding more from time to time, then you are in the right place, and we can always talk about what and where to invest to grow that money. Because like I said when I started, it's not a hit and run affair. If you come into the stock market with a hit and run mentality, you won't get much. Even if you're making profits, it can't be compared to those who take position long term. For instance, somebody joined me to buy Northern Nigeria flour mills at 39 naira or 37 naira per share, and it's been just about 6 months. That stock is now selling for over 100 naira, 109 naira per share. Nobody anticipated it, not even me who recommended it and bought myself. But guess what? This is what we have. So that's why we try to, the correct flow of wealth creation. Those who are in my one-on-one coaching program, they know the correct flow of wealth creation is use the stock market to rapidly build what you have, and as you begin to approach retirement age, in your late 40s and early 50s, you start moving money from the stock market to lock up in high yield bonds. That way, you will never have cash problems for the rest of your life. That's how wealth is built. So you see people of your age still jumping around and struggling for contracts, pursuing one thing or the other, sitting down in their businesses morning till night just to make the same money or even far less money than you are making. Whereas you are traveling around the world, seeing sites all across the world, lodging in the best hotels, giving yourself treats and not feeling a pinch because you have so mastered and prepared your retirement through the means that we're discussing here, right? Some of them are making a lot of money now, even through the foreign stock markets. So too many ways to really enjoy this life without going through the hassles that people go through. Some of us can be very religious, whether you are Muslims or Christians. There are taboos and things that you shouldn't do. When you build wealth the way we are talking, you will never find yourself having problems as regards all of those things that are against your religious beliefs and principles. Okay? So you want to live a clean, clear, easy, and free life while still enjoying the best that life has to offer. And this is the way to do it. So settle down and imbibe that culture. It will save you and your generations. Some of us here have already started investing for our children even before they understand what investing is. Do you know that with the way stock prices are going now, from what we are seeing, investing regularly, can you imagine what becomes of a child that you bought charms for that is just 5 years old or even 10 years old? By the time that child is 18, what the value of that investment will be. And we are not saying that the stock must remain, the investment must remain in a particular stock. What we are saying is, with this kind of community, we know when to pull out from a company because perhaps it's doing badly and reposition somewhere else. So on behalf of the child, we just manage the portfolio to the extent that the money keeps growing and making more sense. Can you imagine what becomes of such a portfolio when the child is 18 or 20? Then you will not even have to bother. You know, a lot of parents are under serious pressure now because they've come under the peer pressure of sending their children abroad for higher education. You know that. Some of them, even who schooled in Nigeria, are now doing master's degree abroad. Some who did the first degree abroad are under pressure to continue their studies and do masters abroad, and parents are under pressure. Imagine if you invested for this child, that's enough, whatever you get by that time, to fund their education abroad. So too many ways to just follow this life and achieve as much as possible. That's what we're all about. Life really can be easier. Extreme Travels at Debokola says, good morning, coach. Please, I need your advice. I want to sell my Jais Bank and position for Charms rights issue. I'm 2% positive on Jais Bank. What's your honest take on it? Well, not a bad move at all, because that will fetch you a whole lot of Charms at a very good discount. And basically, that money can grow faster in such a move. So I would okay that move, because I do not see Charms dropping below 2 naira even after the rights issue. By the way, let's understand that it's not public offer where new entrants are coming in. Rights issue is reserved for only existing shareholders, and most of the rights issues that will go unclaimed by existing shareholders will be mopped up by the majority shareholders. I can assure you of that. And of course, if the price has still not dropped below 2 naira now, imagine you buying at 1 naira 70 kobo, and then the price in the market is around 2 naira 10 kobo or 2 naira 15 kobo. Imagine what a discount. You can't get it from anywhere else. And that's the perfect structure for rights issue, to encourage existing shareholders to take up the rights based on the fact that the dividend is quite encouraging. So I'll give you the go ahead. Please do so, and I'll be here to celebrate your win when afterwards, and then the news about the progress Charms is making comes out and Charms balloons to 3 naira per share. You would have almost made 100% gain. So go ahead, fantastic. The video is cracking. Is it only me that is experiencing it? Mohammed Grammar. Okay, someone please respond to Mohammed. Looks like there's a bit of a crack on his speaking from his writing on Instagram. So I don't know if it's Instagram or it's your own connection. Maybe we'll get a response. Instagram listeners or Instagram participants, please confirm if your own transmission is clear. So if it's clear, just write clear, clear, clear on Instagram, so we can be able to tell where the fault is coming from. Okay, coach, what's your opinion on Jais Bank? Jais Bank will stay a bit at 320, 330 for a while, but it's not a bad stock to own if you are going to be very patient with them, right? Okay, I'm seeing Valued Gadget says clear, and of course Alerted King says video is okay. So gentlemen, could just be from your own end. Okay, so nothing to adjust here. Thank you very much for your quick response. Okay, thank you. Puama, I see your response also. So Jais Bank is a good stock to own. I remember saying it shouldn't be selling for 245. Just a few days after I mentioned that some months ago, it jumps above 3 and has not come down below 3. But should you find it around 310, 3 naira, very good entry for any patient buyer to take position. Nobody knows what's going to happen with the stock in the next couple of weeks, but it's a good buy, honestly. Coach, what do you think about Unilever? Ibuka, Unilever is fine. Unilever has progressed very well, but the first quarter result was not so impressive, so that progress is now a bit slowed down. But it's a very good stock, fundamentally okay. All of them coming from this Unilever, USC, Cadbury, all of them coming from a very bad past, and hopefully it can only get better with time, because fast-moving consumer goods will continue to sell, and most of them will keep increasing prices, and so they wouldn't have challenges whatsoever. It's a good long-term stock to buy. I mentioned Unilever right from when it was around 17 naira per share or so, and then it managed to cross 20, then got to 25. Currently we are talking about 41 naira per share. So the progress has been regular and will reward the patient investor. The only thing between USC, Cadbury and Unilever, what will decide how fast they move and how well they reward shareholders in terms of In terms of price capital gains is the manner in which they pay out their dividends. If they don't pay reasonable dividends, they will suffer. And that's the reason why USCN is not selling for up to 40 naira now, because management decided we're not going to pay out too much. We just maintain the 22 kobo paid last time. But you can see that the investing public still knows that the company is so valuable, and a lot of times it's not all about dividends. Yeah, the same thing with TIP. TIP decided to pay 10 kobo out of 1 naira, saving 90 kobo per share. And initially, after they paid that dividend, the stock price crashed to about 3 naira something from 4 naira something. And then later on, what do we have? The same 10 kobo that they paid and nothing else, the price is now 7 naira plus. So in the end, the market will still revalue a stock irrespective of the temporary low dividend payout. Coach, if I buy Wema Bank now, will I be eligible for the rights issue? No. Qualification date was even last month, not even this month at all. So, Sir Amcolet, if you buy Wema now, you are not qualified for the dividend. Shehu says, Access Bank dividend dropped. Congratulations, more money for you to make the wisest of decisions, or to reward yourself. At least, whatever you are doing, Shehu, make sure that you have a box of pizza and milkshakes to cool your temper before you decide on what to do with the balance of your dividend. I hope it makes sense. I'm sure something is telling me you are laughing where you are right now, Shehu. Okay, 2 pairs of shoes, says Coach. What's your opinion on buying shares of Jai's Bank? All right, I've just made my take on Jai's known, so that answers your questions. Ekomi says, good day, my able coach. Very good afternoon to you. Rebuild and Rise says, what stocks should we watch out for aside the usual ones? The usual ones, well, the usual ones keeps flying. Can you imagine a stock like okay, I've mentioned it. It's on the top gainers list, the both of them. What stocks can we buy? Somebody is still in a hurry to buy more stocks. Cadbury has not been mentioned as usual, but Cadbury is another good stock to buy. This morning, I took a look at the Real Estate Investment Trust Board, and I saw that Union Homes had 20,000 shares on offer. 20,000 shares on offer at I think at 50 naira 75 kobo or so. Union Homes. I quickly bought because it looks like Union Homes is ready to behave like SFS REIT. And Union Homes is not regularly available. I just cleared it. So for those who are interested in REITs, stay patient and keep your eyes on a stock like Union Homes and of course UPDC REIT. But UPDC REIT will need some time to grow and be consistently paying the dividends that will make the stock price rise. Yes, so if you are asking for one more thing to buy, I would say keep your eyes on Cadbury because I saw it at 36. Don't know how much it is right now. And it looks like my $36. I don't know what's happening with all these Atlas thing now. I can't see the companies. I can't close this part of the page so I can see the companies that we want to analyze. So I can't really do nothing from what I'm seeing here. TIP is, okay, TIP has lost 5 kobo per share now and is now 7 naira 5 kobo. Something very interesting happened with Caverton. Caverton was losing today, dropped to 3 naira something from 4 naira something, but as I speak now, it has bounced back to 4.15 per share. So that's very strange. And those people who might have panic sold when it dropped to 3 naira something, have lost, because suddenly it's back to 4 something. And this tells us to just stay firm and not panic. Don't be a pushover, or don't be pushed around by stock price fluctuations, especially when you believe in what you are doing. Please, when is the qualification date for Champs rights issue? It hasn't been made official, so we are waiting. We'll get the information and we'll share. For now, the talk of rights issue has been a rumor. We'll find out. Coach, what's your opinion on Jais? Okay, I've mentioned my opinion on Jais. Good afternoon, sir. I'm grateful to be here. Simon the Talker, thank you very much. We're glad to have you. Okay, Tim Becky says, just receive UPDC REIT dividend. Thanks, coach. Well, it's not me that paid you. It is your sweat. Your money is now working for you, and it feels good to hear your feedbacks directly without being under pressure whatsoever. Congratulations, all UPDC REIT investors. Your dividends are now arriving, including Access Bank shareholders. I hear dividend is now dropping. So, Glowfabs says, my mom has DVCF oil and gas fund, and also with Dangote flour mills many years ago. Well, you've got to search who the registrars of both companies are, and then do your request on her behalf though. Contact the registrars of both companies. Good morning, coach. What's the best price to buy Champs, Qtix, and Dang Sugar? Dang Sugar I saw at 36 naira 80 kobo this morning. That's a very good entry price. Please go ahead and buy as much as you can. For Qtix, I saw it at 2 naira 60 kobo or so. But I would rather want to see it at 2 naira 50 kobo. Maybe tomorrow, Friday, we could have some very impatient sellers come to sell at 250 possibly. Then that's a good entry. For Champs, it's refusing to touch down at 2. I saw at 215, but maybe we should be able to, we should look out for Champs around, if you see at 210, 208, it's fair to do your purchase. Coach, between Dang Sugar and okay, responded to this. Okay, I haven't. Lily Wants Interior says, between Dang Sugar and UPDC REIT, which will you advise for long-term? Funds is less than 500K. Well, you may not be able to come back to buy Dang Sugar anymore when it eventually moves. For UPDC REIT, it will still be at least within under 10 naira range, and you can still buy. So go in with Dang Sugar, the entire funds. Right? How do we go about our unpaid dividends? Search, Google search registrars of both companies, and then you start by emailing the registrars using her email. Every communication has to be using her handles, her phone numbers, her email address to reach out to them, or physically if the address is not too far from your location. Then you can go ahead to visit them with her. Movie Boss Top 10 says UPDC REIT dividend dropped. Interesting. I love the story. We're making progress. Right? Okay. Good afternoon, coach. What's your take on C&I leasing? I think C&I leasing is another very good stock to start accumulating. I haven't done my research on the numbers, but my previous knowledge about it is that anything under 4 is good, but it may not come under 4 easily. And then one good thing about what they did that I knew about since last year was share buyback, something of a share buyback or share reconstruction or something like that. And that should improve their per share metrics, okay? So I think C&I leasing could also break away from that 4 naira range and find its way above 5 and above. But it's a matter of time. Momentum should be building around that stock right now. Well done, coach. I'm new to stocks investing. Please, what are your recommendations for long term, sir? Value Tech Gadgets. Long-term recommendations, I would recommend Dangote Sugar, Aradel, First Holdco, which is First Bank, Chams, Qtix. You may also go with Zenith, because I feel Zenith is undervalued, under 50 naira. Presco quite pricey now, but still has very great long-term value. If you can find it around under 800 naira per share, currently over 800 naira. And then for your information also, ladies and gentlemen, Airtel has begun the second phase of its share buyback, $100 million share buyback. And if you check now, Airtel should be on full bid. They did tranche 1 of $50 million share buyback. They have commenced tranche 2. If I have time, I'll do a video regarding that. And also, was it Google? Google is also doing a share buyback. So keep your eyes on all these companies doing share buybacks, because it portends a great deal of value for existing shares. Is buying First Holdco now good? Oyinloluwa, very good to buy, 24 and 25, but anything 24 and under is fine. Call me, Tomitope says, please can I buy Chams now? It's all about the price. You can buy any stock at any time, but the price is very important so that you don't get disappointed when it dips. But it's a good stock that you buy, and it dips doesn't mean it's bad, and so you now start panicking. No, stay on and watch your money grow. Yeah. Okay. Omoti says, I'm new here. Wow, Omoti, thank you for joining. We're glad to have you. Very, very welcome at any time. Feel free to ask any questions. Let us know if you have started your investment journey in the stock market. Okay, see your comments now. Said, sir, what do you think about Skyway Aviation? For me, it's getting overvalued, and it looks like it's chasing NACO, which has solid fundamentals and has proven itself over the years. So it's getting late to buy Skyway. It's usually was selling around 25 naira, and then it would do 28, get back down to 25, go to 30, come back down. But since NACO took off, it's been on an astronomical rise. I know that there has been a change in their finances. I think their first quarter result is excellent, but I need a justification of that current price. So it may be dangerous to go in now. If it was at 40 while NACO is at 70, I think that would have been a good time to get in, because it took time for us to now hear that the performance is getting good, and it looks like they are having some good prospects going forward. So whether or not it is safe now is the problem. It's currently at 60 something, Skyway Aviation, 60 something. Unfortunately, I'm having an issue with this. Suddenly I can't just close this out so I can see the stocks individually and analyze them. Okay, so is NIDF a good stock to buy? Angela Joseph, NIDF, if you are interested in quarterly dividend, then go ahead and buy. That can guarantee you regular cash flow every 3 months in the form of dividends. Grace says, please, which stock did coach say we should take position? Well, I don't know what I was talking about then. I wish I can remember. Fancy Nail says, please coach, I want to ask something about U.S. stock. It will be better I talk than type, please. Fancy Nails, then you can put a call through. I'll hear you. NIDF is already on full bid. Oh, really? By the way, Thank you very much, Olade, for that update. NIDF on full bid for whatever reason. Is it time to pay the next quarterly dividend? Where in the second quarter is not over yet. Is there any other news? Well, we'll find out. Give Samuel says 66.40 on Sky Aviation. Yeah, for me, that's currently overpriced unless there is more that I do not know about, which is also possible. So what do you think about Total? Shuaib Ismail. Total has not been consistent with updating the market with any news, and their financial report was not too wonderful. That's why it's been fluctuating under 700 naira. Used to be very robust in their finances, but it didn't go well in the 2024 full year result. In any case, it wasn't bad. It's not like they recorded losses. Expectations were high, but the performance did not really surprise the market. Now, that's where the danger is. I have Total. I'm heavily tempted to sell and move it somewhere else, but a lot of times, when you see a stock being ignored for a while, and you fall for that temptation to sell off and go away, you get shocked by what happens next. That's what happened with VFD. VFD was maligned, abandoned, everyday full bid, the way it is happening with Transpower now, the way it's been happening with Boa Cement, the way it's been happening with many other stocks that are regularly on full bid, right? VFD was abandoned and nobody needed it, nobody wanted to do anything with it, and suddenly, boom, 5-for-1 bonus. 5 for every one you have. Now, Total is giving me that vibe that the rejected stone will soon become the chief cornerstone. I just don't know why. And this is why, though we have fundamental analysis, though we have technical analysis, this one now, I will call it none of these two. I will now call it sentimental analysis or spiritual analysis. I'm just thinking something might just happen with Total, and I don't want to be left out, right? That's the point. So if you want to buy Total, the fact Total has not dropped below 600, it shows you it has a very strong support at that level and may not go down. You can go ahead and buy. And ready yourself for whatever benefits that may just accrue afterwards. Yeah, that's my point. Coach, what's the best price to buy down sugar between now and tomorrow? 36 plus. And I saw it at 36 something now. But like I said, this thing is not letting me close this particular spot to see the stocks. I don't know what's happening with all these sites. Yeah? Okay. Lola, this is actually NGX has spiritual and sentimental analysis, a very different market. Interesting stuff. So I have somebody who believes with me. He already said current price of below 37. Yeah, that's true. That's on Dangote Sugar. Hi coach, what's your take on eTransact? eTransact is another one that kind of starts behaving mysteriously. Go to 650, drop back to 585 or 590, stays around there. But I can tell you something will happen with eTransact. The question is, how long are you ready to wait? Because a lot of times it's patience. Can I tell you this? We always think that we are buying and selling stocks. Somebody get this lesson very clearly. Because sometimes it's the way you think that helps you, and especially when it's completely different but accurate, that helps you to beat the rest of the pack. We think that we are buying and selling stocks. No. We are actually buying and selling patience. Where the seller's patience stopped is where the buyer's patience begins. And all who bought with this current seller that have not sold have actually had more patience, because eventually the value increases more than the current seller is selling now. So you stop at your patience level when you sell, and this is irrespective of why you are selling. Some people have financial needs. Somebody needs money for medical, and you just can't find money anywhere. You need to sell a stock. Well, that's where your patience stopped. Somebody needs to pay school fees for their children, and they've checked everywhere. There's nowhere, so they sell a part of what they have. That's where your patience stopped. So every time you sell, that's the end of your patience. But that also is the beginning of some other person's patience who is buying from you. So basically, we may think we are buying company A, company B at so and so price. What we're really doing is buying patience. So if you load yourself with sufficient dose of patience, trust me, you're going to make a kill in this market. Once you have this mentality, that's it. People are getting tired of holding on to charms, for instance, or holding on to Boa cement, for example. Well, that's their patience level. And have you realized that the richest people in the world are the most patient? Elon Musk lost several $billions the moment he joined Trump to run around the government as head of Doggy. Did you know what? He stayed patient. Tesla was pummeled badly. It dropped to $215 per share. He stayed there because the owner's patience is superior to every other person who is an investor. But guess what? As we speak now, Tesla has rebounded, erased all the losses of 2025, and is now on a very solid trajectory. $300 and something per share, chasing towards $400 per share. Everybody who panicked and sold their Tesla lost out completely. I would say the same with Dangote and Abdul Samad Rabiu, the owner of Boa. Both of them are watching and seeing their stocks. The Boa cement you see today at 80 something naira per share used to be selling for almost 200 naira per share. They are seated there and watching. Stock price is jumping up and down. It's not that it doesn't bother them. They want to improve their status or their standing on the Forbes rich list. But you know what? They are working on something behind the scene, which is working on the company itself. So after working on the company, the results will begin to show. Please have an owner's patience mentality. Just if you are buying a stock, buy like the owner and stay there. You will be so rewarded, you can't believe it. Yeah? The Presco you see today used to sell for 25 naira. I remember many years ago when Presco first started being traded on the stock exchange, 25 naira or so per share. And to us, damn too expensive. But at some point in my adventure in the stock market, I eventually bought that Presco at, no, I'm talking about Seplat. At a point in my adventure, I still went ahead and bought that Seplat 350 naira per share. By the way, yesterday I was speaking about Okomu and Presco. Do you know that in the last 1 year, there was a time both of them were selling for 200 and something naira? That is, the both of them were under 300 naira just 1 year ago. Today, Okomu is 550, Presco is 800 and something. Just within a, so somebody might have gone in and packed a lot of Presco at 280 something naira per share. and 1 year down the line, 800 and something naira per share. So I hope we get the lesson about patience. Let me go on to your call now. Fancy Nails needs to speak. First caller for the day. While we are trying to connect with Fancy Nails, let me see. Can I explain FGL Sukuk offer? Chomelicious says, can I explain FGL? Do you mean you or should I? I need to understand. But by the way, we have Fancy Nails. Hello.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon to you. Please tell us your name and where you're from.
Okay, my name is Lillian. I'm calling from Ghana.
Lillian from Ghana. Do you have up to
Yes, please.
now?
I can't hear the volume.
Do you have up to 1,000 followers, Lillian?
No. No, please.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, Coach, I wanted to ask, when you talk about this American stock, you mentioned, like yesterday, I heard you say something, one stock like that was $21. But when you change this $21, it's like 31,000 naira or so. So does it mean like when you want to buy those shares, just one of it is 31,000
Yeah,
naira?
that's what it is.
Wow. Okay. Then, then maybe I will grow to that. Let me concentrate in my naira stocks.
It's all right, not a problem at all. The beauty of it is
Okay.
that when you gain also, the conversion is the same. So the gain,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah.
Okay, but the US stock, they also have the penny stocks, right? Maybe the cheaper ones. So we can
Absolutely.
start from there.
They have penny stocks as well. But it's more
Okay.
dangerous
Yeah.
buying unless it's stocks that are within $2, between $2
Okay.
and $5 per share. Yes. Now,
Okay.
I'd like to change your mentality here. It's not
Okay.
about how much per share in Naira. It's
Okay.
about growing whatever money you have. So even if it's
Okay.
30 something thousand naira equivalent per share, you buy that one share. If that
Okay.
does 50%,
Mm.
that's 50% of your 30 something.
Mm.
Whatever
Okay.
money you're putting in grows. And the beauty of the US market is that they actually allow fractional shares. For
Okay.
example, Tesla is selling for 300 and something dollar per share. You can buy
Mm.
0.001
Okay.
shares of Transcorp. So, I mean, Tesla. So, whatever
Mm.
money you put in, that's what
Okay.
you're looking to grow.
Okay.
Once the stock makes any reasonable gain, you too
Mm.
benefit based on the little you have put in.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Get the point?
Now I understand. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Hymns was, I spoke about hymns around 20 something dollar per share, 25,
Yes.
28, and some people bought at that price. As we
Mm.
speak, hymns it's 60 something dollar per share.
Wow.
So even if you didn't buy
Okay.
one whole hymn or you
Mm.
bought just one hymn,
Mm.
your 20 something dollar equivalent is now what's something dollar equivalent.
Okay.
All about
Okay.
growing money, okay?
Okay. I understand, sir. Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much.
All right. Weightless Way is standing by. Let's hear what Weightless Way has to say. Hello.
Yes, sir, coach.
Good afternoon to you. Do you
Good
have
afternoon, sir.
followers?
No, I don't have up to that.
All right. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Okay, I'm streaming from Malta.
Straight from Malta. Thank you for joining. Your name, please.
So my name is Festus.
Festus, we are glad to have you. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to know about this UBA stock. Is it going on to buy?
Okay, very good question. And that's where we need investor education. Every stock listed on the stock exchange is available every day. The stock market opens 10 a.m. Nigerian time and closes at 2:20 p.m. on a daily basis, Monday to Friday, except on public holidays and weekends.
All right.
So I know you are asking because usually they do public offer, and that's when it is generally publicized all over the place. That's called public offer. Once in a while, the company comes to do public offer. But
Okay.
there is also the secondary market, which is where they now buy and sell amongst existing shareholders that already have the stock. So every day you want UBA, Zenith Bank, MTN, Airtel, Seplat, Total, any stock you want on a daily basis, it's available on the floor of the stock exchange, which is the secondary market.
Okay. Which app can I use to buy this stock? Is it PGVest? Is okay.
Well, I would advise that you use a licensed stockbroker. Being a Nigerian, investing in Nigerian stocks, do not go with apps that will charge you double transaction fees.
Excuse me. I send you a DM for one of your account. Can I still chat you here for more information?
Absolutely. Most importantly, do it on Instagram. That's where replies go fast.
Okay. You have Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will send you a DM with my
Thank you
name.
very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Chuk is standing by. Let's hear Chuk. But there is a comment. J. Kaka says the charges for fractional shares on Bamboo is not encouraging at all. For every buy is $1. That's very, very discouraging. Maybe you want to ask around for those who use Optimus by After Invest to know whether they have a fairer charge. Hello, Chuk.
Yeah, good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon. Do you have up to 1,000 followers?
Not yet, Coach.
All right. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Chuck, streaming from Dublin.
Chuck from Dublin. Thank you for joining. It's good to have you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Coach. First of all, let me appreciate the work that you do and every member of the community that normally comes in to gain this priceless information that we on a daily basis come in here to do. For me, I have decided since November when I first got to know about you that if it is 2 hours every day is a little price for me to pay, even if I'm walking, even if I'm on the road. When I'm unable at all to join it live, I make it a point of duty to play back the video if I see it same day or the day after. And even my wife now, they know that when it's 12 o'clock, no calls because I will be busy uh, on the live program. And since my job is actually on the road, it gives me the opportunity to clear my head and to encourage myself that this is at this point not more a waste of time because now I'm looking for every penny to put into anything that is available. Left for me alone, I will buy every stock available in Nigeria, but I'm limited with resources, and I've eaten the seed of patience, having been bombarded every day. That is the secret behind all of this. So I want to just appreciate you and everyone who tunes in and everyone, and you particularly for the effort and the time and the dedication that you have and the passion to actually help others become better. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Chuck. Really appreciate your feedback. And hopefully, we will be here to celebrate your wins after all the
Thank you.
effort and sacrifices you are putting in to grow your money.
Thank you so much. So having said that, I was trying to make sense out of a question that someone asked about selling Jaiz Bank and to prepare for the right issue for cheap. I didn't quite get it. Is it the right issue? Now my question, I know you've explained the right issue sometime, which I got it. But in that you say, with regards to that question, is it is it that to prepare to have money available for the right issue or to buy it in advance before the right issue?
It's to prepare to participate in taking up his or her rights. Now, the person does not have charms, and rights issue is all about an offer at a discount to the market price to existing shareholders. So
Okay.
since it has not been made official to say, okay, this is the qualification date before you can participate, then he wants to take position. So when the right is finally made official and dates are given, the person is also due certain quantities at that discounted 1 naira 70 kobo as rumored. But
Okay. So
for existing shareholders of Charms, you will basically be allotted based on whatever ratio. There's going to be a ratio in which the rights are offered. Maybe for every 5 you have, they give you 1 at that price, right?
okay. Okay.
Which is less than the market price. So in a way, in a bid to encourage existing shareholders to take up their rights, they make it that cheap.
So would the right be limited to the quantity you have at that time?
Absolutely.
So, let me rephrase that question so that I can understand it. So, if I have 10,000 units, the right to be limited to 10,000 units.
Absolutely. But
Aha. Okay.
10,000, it will be limited to 10,000 units based on the ratio the rights is being offered. So if they say 1 for 5, it means your 10,000 units divided by 5, whatever you get is a quantity that is due you, that can be taken away from you if you are paying for it. But you can also apply for more than what is due you, because there are many other shareholders who may not have the funds to take up their rights. So
Okay.
beyond your rights, they will eventually offer to you if you apply for more and it's available.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
how rights issue works.
Okay. Thank you for the information, because I think that in that case I must have made a mistake when I don't remember which one, but the one of those units had offered the right issue, and I thought it was just, and then I bought what was available. I didn't know you could apply to get
Yeah,
more
you
if
could
you.
apply for more.
Okay.
So now you know, I'm sure you are ready in your bag.
I am ready, coach.
All
Thank you
right.
so much, sir.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much. Okay, let me respond to some of your comments over here. Explain FGN Sukuk Chomilicious. Please do well to watch yesterday's video, especially the first 10 minutes. I dealt wonderfully well with that video. Just go onto my YouTube channel. The video was uploaded yesterday as promised, and hopefully today's one will also be uploaded today. So daily, anyone you miss, check my YouTube channel. Free, just go subscribe and watch everything that you can over there. Because of the time that is limited here, I may not be able to re-explain, but to briefly just oblige you, the federal government Sukuk bond is a debt instrument issued by the federal government. They want to use it to construct some federal highways or carry out repair works. When you invest in a bond, you are actually lending to the government. And the government is offering you at 19.75% annual interest rate, right, for 7 years. So whatever money you put in will stay in there for 7 straight years while you are receiving 19.75% on a yearly basis, but they will share it into 2, give you half of that percentage every 6 months. So every time you invest in any bond, you have created an income stream or interest cash flow for consistent 6 months intervals. And that means for the next 7 years, you will keep receiving that every 6 months. At the end of the tenure, which is 7 years after, the capital which you lended to the government will return to you in full. And there is no history of default when it comes to bonds, and it is backed by the full faith and credit of the federal government. That's why bonds are the safest kinds of investment you can think of, risk-free completely. And like I said when we started, most people in my one-on-one coaching program, I take them through a process of growing money quicker through the stock market. And as they age, especially those approaching retirement, those in their 50s, early 50s, late 40s, you begin to plan to move some money from stocks that you have grown rapidly into safer investments, so that both in bonds and in stocks, you have cash flow coming from all angles. When the economy is so bad and something tragic happens to the stock market, what you have locked up in bonds is not affected because you are sure the returns are coming. That's why it is called bond. You know that statement, my word is my bond. The government is bonded to make sure they keep paying you that money until it expires. A breakdown of all of this was explained in yesterday's video. You don't want to miss it. Thank you very much. Role official says, so wow, so we can apply to buy more rights offer. Awesome. Absolutely. That's why we are in a knowledge session. Our session is a knowledge session. You can't be here following me for 1 year and not know in-depth details of how the market operates in your best interest. Day before yesterday, not yesterday. Oh, what was that about? Anyway, sir, please talk about SCOA. Is it a good buy now? I do not have details of SCOA. I know they've been long abandoned, but the stock price has been very, very interesting. Wealthy Kelechi, I really can't place a finger on their finances as to be able to explain. Okay, Chomilisha says, am I supposed to be buying it every week for 7 years? No. It's a one-off investment. In fact, it has a time when the offer will close. I think it's either a 2 weeks offer or a 1 month offer. Once the offer closes, that's it. Whatever you put in at once, it's not something like stocks that you can come back and keep buying the same company. No. The offer is currently open. The offer will close. Even if they don't realize all the money they targeted, about, is it 300 billion or something like that? That's what they are targeting. Even if they don't get all of that, the offer will close and that will be the end. But those who subscribed will now remain invested and just be receiving every 6 months half of the 19.75% interest. So you don't need to do nothing again once you invest once. That's it. Flams Ego says, sir, NIDF dividend and Sukuk bond, which is better, with 10 to 20 million. You want to give me arithmetics assignment right now. All right, let's go on and see. For the learning benefits of everybody, let's see how it goes. We have an exam here. I'll go with the 20 million analogy, right? Assume that you invest 20 million naira in NIDF, which pays dividend quarterly every 3 months. NIDF is Nigerian Infrastructure Debt Fund. It's listed on the stock exchange in Nigeria. 20 million naira in NIDF. Currently, NIDF is selling at 122 naira per share. That's the highest band. Let's go with that. 1 divided by 122. What you get is 163,934 shares of NIDF. NIDF has been paying dividends of over 5 naira per share, right? Let's pick a mean figure of 5 naira 50 kobo. Assume that they consistently pay 5 naira 50 kobo in the 4 quarters of 2025. That means 163,934 shares by 5 naira 50 kobo, you'll be getting 901,637 naira every 3 months from your investment of 20 million in NIDF at 122 naira per share. So this 901,637,000, you will receive it every quarter. And there are 4 quarters in a year. So we're going to multiply this by 4. What do you get? 3.6 million. So 3.6 million naira is the annual returns based on 5 naira 50 kobo quarterly dividend if you invest 20 million in NIDF. Get that straight. Then we go on to the current Sukuk bond, and we are now assuming that you are investing 20 million naira in Sukuk bond with an interest rate of 19.75%. What do you get in the full year? 3.9 million. And this 3.9 million will be giving you, they'll be giving you half of it every 6 months for the 7 years. So divide this by 2. 6 months from now, you get 1,975,000. The next 6 months again, you get, so every May and 6 months from now, it's around November, May and November, you'll be getting this for the next 7 years. So for the bonds, what happens is you will get this money in 1 year times 7 years, and then that will give you, but at the end of 7 years, you must have received 27,650,000. Then your original 20 million at expiration will drop once in your account to be returned. For NIDF, you are receiving 3.6 million every year. 3.6 million every year. Whereas for the bond, you are receiving 3.9 million every year. So the bond, as we speak now, pays slightly more. But there are things that you don't know that can come up with NIDF. That is increased dividend payout. That's something you cannot figure until it happens. I'll give you a brief history. NIDF is just about 2-3 years old in the stock market. It's not been long they got listed. And when they got listed, initially, the dividend was 3 naira per share, 3 naira 50 kobo, and then they stepped it up to 4 naira. So there is a progressive dividend increase going on with NIDF. In fact, at the end of 2023, NIDF actually paid dividend 5 times instead of 4 times. Why? Because they said they sold an asset and decided to distribute the income from the sale of that asset to shareholders as special dividends. So these are things that you can't see planning from now. So we project a situation where NIDF's increase over time will eventually outpay you when compared to the bonds. And don't forget, your 20 million invested also has the tendency to increase in share price over a 7-year period. NIDF, some of us bought at 105, 107, and we are looking at 122 now. So over time, as NIDF continues to increase dividend and stays consistent in paying, the share price may just move from the 122 we calculated that you bought with the 20 million to say 150 naira per share. By my reckoning, NIDF should not sell less than 200 naira in the next 1 year or two. So that leaves you with the intricacies to decide which is best. So it's not a case of buy one, leave one, and that's why I teach people to diversify their portfolio. Once you are able to diversify, you benefit from here, you benefit from here, you're just enjoying your life, and so on and so forth. So very soon, what looks like a paltry dividend from your NIDF can become substantial as they keep building on the dividend payout per share. I hope I'm making sense to somebody. If I'm making sense to you right now and you are really getting value, come on, type value, 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 value. Let me know that I'm not talking to myself. Let's make this interactive. And if you are not following me, you are losing money. Can you see that? Because you get all this knowledge, there is no how you will rest when there's money in your hand. You won't be like those other people out there who squander money and waste money, not knowing what to do. Let me see your value. Type value, value, value. I want to be sure that everyone is listening everywhere. Okay. Just Abi Solami, I see your value. Thank you very much. Okay, you didn't type value. You just joined. Okay, I'm seeing value here. Adoniza Value Tech, Mohammed Kremer, thank you. I see you there. As Sam Peterson said, please, what's the ratio for the chance rights issue? I mean, is it 1 for 10 or 1 for 1? I doubt if it's 1 for 1. That would be too much dilution. I've not clarified yet. I'll find out. Thank you. Chini, I see you. Thank you. Stanley Ugu, Gloria Ocho. Yeah, I see my Instagram family can hear me. They are part of this. They are following, can see their value. Okay, Sir Amcolet, Skipper, Architect Innocent, Wealthy Kelechi, Juliana James. Okay, I see your value there. Thank you very much. It means I'm not alone. Chomilicious is coming up with various questions. Says, where can I buy? Well, Chomi, where can you buy what? Can you clarify what you're asking for? Digital AK says, NIDF in 7 years, the capital gains alone will be crazy. Absolutely, I agree with you because they are really creating value and it's just a matter of time before the market eventually rewards that stock. Coach, does this rights issue mean it's still safe to buy Chance as a new buyer? Baba Gift, absolutely, no tension. Where can I buy NIDF? On the Nigerian stock market, you just need to have a stockbroker, and if you already have, place your order as you usually do, and that's it. How can someone abroad buy charms on rights issues? Austin Mamus, your stockbroker will update you on these things. Away Frank says, prophetic coach, please, what is your take on coveting? Oh my God. Coveting, I think they have ventured into the marine business, and that is why the stock price is moving. As far as their helicopter business is concerned, they were not doing fantastic, and that's why the price remains stagnant. But the good news about venturing into something else is now propelling the stock price. That's all. No numbers attached for the rise or justifies the rise except the news. Juliana James says, what is NIDF, sir? Nigerian Infrastructure Debt Fund. It's a stock listed on the stock market managed by Chapel Hill Denham. They invest in property and then distribute dividend 4 times every year. The second stock to be paying out dividend 4 times after Seplat. Seplat pays 4 times, NIDF pays 4 times. Every other stock, either company either pays twice a year, once a year, or doesn't pay dividend. What about bonds? Where can I buy it? Contact your stockbroker or go to any Stanbic IBTC bank. You should be able to subscribe to bonds. Movie Boss says NIDF is on full bid. Yeah, we were informed about that by Lolade earlier. And for those who may be confused, what is full bid? It's a case where a stock is in high demand, so much money chasing the stock, but no seller is willing to place an offer. And even when an offer comes, it is swept away because of the too many bids for that stock. So bids far outweigh offers to the extent that all offers are cleared and there is none left. Rizal says, Coach, talk about Ella Lakes. Well, Ella Lake is in a formative stage in its business, and so not enough convincing numbers to show. When you're starting a business, you keep putting in money and you're not seeing any sales or profits. So Ella Lakes needs time. So anybody buying Ella Lakes is only speculating and hoping that the business becomes profitable in the long run. For now, there are no justifiable reasons other than the projections, plans, and the assets of the company that we are told is on ground. Okay, we have a caller. Nafisa is standing by. Is NIDF a good buy now or more tea? Well, anytime, any day, NIDF is always a good buy, but I would advise that you stand by until the offers start coming through. And now there are no offers, so there's no need going to queue endlessly for it. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Ma. Please, do you have up to 1,000 followers?
Yeah, but I don't know if I've been expected to come on video. I do, but I'm coming.
You have to come online. That's the community guideline in this case.
All right, I'm coming. I'll come online. Just give me some 2 seconds.
While you are getting set, Coach, please, what U.S. penny growth stocks can I buy today? I do not always come out with. In fact, the cards I'm using, that's where all my watch lists are. It's not easy to pick to mention anyone out of it. Which is the best stockbroker for Nigerian stocks? Best stockbroker depends on what you are looking at, and for me, I've been using Atlas Portfolios after using like 5 other brokers, and we're getting value for that. So you want to try Atlas Portfolios as well. You want the link to open your brokerage account, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM. After the live session, I'll forward to you. Chiamaka says, Coach, please, what's the best price to buy UPDC REIT? I've always said under 3 naira. So 2 naira 80, 2 naira 90, 2 naira 95 will go cute. In any case, there are times when it's difficult coming down below 3, but it's possible. The idea is that gives you the cushion in case there's any fluctuation in stock prices, so you don't worry too much about few fluctuations before it finally flies away. Could you speak about one, please? J8. It's either you watch part of today's video when it's uploaded, or go ahead on my YouTube channel and watch yesterday's video. First 10 minutes, it was properly dealt with. All right, madam, could you activate your video? Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Yeah, I've done that.
Alhaja, we are only following protocols, right? So don't be
Good
offended.
afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon to
No
you.
problem, no problem. Good afternoon, sir. I just joined the live now, so I overheard 2 people talking about right offer. I don't know which of the company is it Champs?
Yes, we are still speculating. on the rumor. So various questions are coming up. Somebody was trying to find out if they can sell their Jaiz bank and take position in Charms so that they can benefit from the rights. And then some other person is asking how the rights works. Was the person talking about taking position to benefit or buying the rights itself? So that's what we were speculating about. What ratio the rights will be offered, we really haven't gotten official statements yet. There is a statement that says 1 for 10, we will find out. Even the price we hear could be 1 naira 70 kobo, which will be fantastic for considering what the price is now.
Okay, actually, I got a message from them, I think 2 or 3 days ago too, but it was 1 for 2.
1 for 2. You got the message
Yeah,
from
it was
Chami?
via SMS. Not, I don't know. I will check my email. Maybe they send message because I got the message via SMS, and
So
I've been trying to call the number to confirm that they are not picking up.
how come they have not sent me my own SMS? Alhaja, you have connections in Champs. The way I'm looking at
I
you.
don't. I don't really have connection. Maybe I have a lot of their shares. That is why.
It's all right.
I
So
think I bought a lot. I started buying it from one when it was 1 naira plus.
now I understand.
So
Okay. So what will happen is we will ask our brokers because it's easier subscribed for through your brokers, right?
okay.
So I'm trying to check on the list now of participants if Atlas is in the house. If Atlas is in the building, I will just get them up to come and respond if they've gotten offer documents for the rights issue regarding
Fancy nails. What did I do? You say I have come again.
Ajia has come again, right?
I just question to know. Anyway, I heard you talking about NIDF. I think I saw full offer. I just checked it and I saw full offer. I have not taken note of that. I actually want to consider any stock that give dividend, that pay dividend 4 times. So I think today was just a fortunate day for me as I heard about it. I will try to consider that and have it in my
Very
portfolio.
good. It will really help your
Yes.
cash flow. Every 3 months, something is dropping, no sweat, no fighting, and so on. It's
Yes.
really,
You can use
this
that
is,
one to be holding body where
yes,
you wait
exactly.
for other ones to. Yes.
Okay, see all your fans. They are all over the comment section. And Haja Nafisa, the lover of
Yeah,
penny stock,
I
AAT
can hear
and
that.
charms.
Yeah, cutie, cutie. Okay, there's something I want to talk. I heard somebody complaining on the Discord group this morning, regretting why he did not sell his Transcorp when it was 6 naira, when it was 62 naira. So I say
Okay,
I will come on your live today to talk about it.
it's all
So what
right.
I
Go
want to
ahead.
say is this. You see, stock is about patience. That is why you see that is the reason why I want to add something like NIDF on my portfolio so that I will know that whatever stock I have, if there's anything that my stock price go down, I should not be regretting. I will wait. I bought Chance when it was 1 naira 70 something kobo. I bought at that price. I bought at 1 naira 60 something kobo and it went to over 3 naira. I did not sell. It came down. Me, that my money that went to 3 naira, I am waiting for it because I am not going to lose my money. So you just have to, yes, I will not lose my money, sir. So you just have to be patient. If transport came down to where it is now, hold on, it will get back to where it was. You get your money back. You have not lose the money until you decide to lose it. Yeah, that's why you don't use money for your house rent to buy stock.
Exactly.
You don't use money for your children's school fees to buy stock because you don't know the direction of the stock. And whichever way it goes, as far as you have put in the money, allow it, it will give you what you want with time. So whosoever that person that is regretting why you did not sell at 62 naira, please calm down and leave the money there. I promise you, by God's grace, it will get there. You will get back your 2 point something million that you are crying for.
Did the person buy at 60 something? Maybe the person thought that they would have made more profit then. Did the person state if they bought, if they are at a loss, or they're just regretting not making profits?
Waiting for chance. They will my money.
Oh, it's looking like we're struggling with network connection with Al-Haja there. Thank you very much, Omnilicious. I'm seeing the gifts you are sending. So sorry, Nafisa. Obviously, call interrupted. But then again, she's making sense. And then Chuka Obona is also making a point here. Says the investor may be considering the value of time lost. Very, very correct. And always the case in matters like this. But in the end, what happens is whatever was lost, that's, you are talking about the time value of money, right? Whatever eventually seemed to have been lost based on the delay eventually gets recovered in quantum and even more. That's why the patient game is the best game. Every loss is on paper until you sell. Also been cases where you sell a stock very quickly to buy something else, only to realize at that very moment you sold it, the stock now jumps while the one you went to buy goes down. Nothing can be as painful as that. All right. So whatever equation of the argument you find yourself, there is a tendency of being correct, but over time the market proves the one who has waited long enough right. Because nobody can actually time the market. So if it is just so you can sell off and buy something else, and you are now not able to do so, in a matter of time you'll be healed. Or you take, if you are in a loss, you take the loss and proceed to buy whatever you are going to buy, hoping you will profit. That also works. Right? Let's not rule that out as well. So that's the case. We've lost connection with Nafisa, so maybe I will find a way to get her back. But we have, okay, I was talking about Chuka's submission there, but we have Yomi who has been waiting for so long. Let's see what Yomi has to say. Coach, please talk about universal insurance. It's a good stock. Universal insurance will need a lot of time. Kiddies world. Universal insurance will need a lot of time. Be careful with insurance. Insurance sector will eventually be recapitalizing. You don't want to get locked up in that, okay? Hello, Yomi. Did we miss Yomi there? Okay, that connection failed. We will go on to connect with Chuka. Lily Wants Interior says, Madam, my role model. Pray I be like you. Now, be with you is a strong amen. Hello, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Do you have up to 1,000 followers, sir?
No, I don't.
All right. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're coming from.
Okay, my name is Chuka, and I'm speaking from Abeokuta.
Chuka from Abeokuta, thank you for joining us. Good to have you here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, actually, first of all, I sent you a message on a DM on Instagram after yesterday's live. I've not gotten a response.
Okay.
But then,
it's hopefully after today's live.
all right. Then I'm new in this everything investment. and I've been doing quite some movements lately. I've been into investment earlier before, but I went on, on holiday. But then I came back now. I've done some into money market and all those lower risk investments. But then I'm learning about this stock, trying to grow my knowledge in stock, and I'm interested in trying to. I see how you analyze these some of these stock prices, and I'm trying to see get some of the key points that enable that teaches you that this stock is a buy at the moment. So and then I'm looking at possibility that okay, like you mentioned now, this there's a stock you mentioned. You said they moved into marine, and as they moved into marine, it was uh, it was when their stock started growing. So I'm trying to ask, is it that you need to now probably pay attention to certain investments made by some of these companies, listed companies, and when some of these investments are promising, then you swoop.
Actually, it's a matter of following market news and development. And a lot of times you get information like this in financial news sectors, also others. And then, of course, one person can get it. So what we get is we are now in a community like this that is growing. On Discord as there are over 2,000 members. Even before I came across some of the information, some other of my members gotten the information and shared it. So we start working on it. That way, you are assured of getting market news and development quickly. The point is, whatever investment that Everton is now defined into the marine sector has not led to any form of revenue or profit at all. It's still infancy. But we are in a market that is constantly bringing the news and information in anticipation of what pretty much everything. But you can't use just that to decide criteria for investment. For instance, we saw the stock price of that we heard that they are getting into something different from what they are known. We saw the stock
Okay.
price of the one return because we heard that they bid for the national return in Trinidad and Tobago. All kinds of news can easily drive the stock price of any stock up. The point is, what is the bottom line performing? And if you are a holder of a stock that news comes up and drives the stock price, it's good for you. But for those who do not have it, caution is required because what normally happens with such stocks is that initial euphoria that comes with that news eventually wears out. And so if you were chasing that stock because of the news, you finally find yourself doing a buy. And a bag holder stocks means they sold at a high price, you now cannot sell because the stock price has crashed beyond what you bought, and there are no buyers around. That's what makes you a bad holder. You don't want to
Okay.
be a bad holder. So following news can be risky, but if you already own the stock when the news comes, it becomes a profit.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'll
Lola
keep learning.
that the person, I thought as much. The way Nafisa explained that incident about somebody complaining about this thing, Lolade says the person did not lose money. So she really didn't lose money. She only felt she could have sold and made profit when it went that high before it came back down to the price that she bought it. So she's really not at a loss. And some of these stocks can really frustrate you that way. They jump up, give you hope that it will go further, and then later comes back down to where you bought it, right? So these things happen in stocks, and everybody just needs to get ready. Some people say Alhaja is my role model here, and so on. You will have to be able to swallow some of the bitter pills that Alhaja swallows. You know, the news is sweet in the ears when everything is fantastic, but she endures some of the things that the average investor in the market cannot endure. So you've got to just sit in there and get your reward. That's what happens. And then sometimes her drive also gets to favor her. I can't forget, just about how many days ago, she came back and said, wow, this tip I bought for 1 naira 81 kobo is now 5 naira something. Excuse me, what is driving it? I won't just rush and go and sell it now. I need to understand what is driving it. Even though my normal self, I would have sold because I'm in good profit. Guess what? By the time I gave her the response, the reason why the stock price was going up, she said, in fact, she was asking to know if she should buy more. And I can assure you, she went ahead and bought more. As at then, it was 5 something, just a few days ago, and that stock keeps climbing. She knew that buying at 5 something she could also see it drop below the 5 something she bought, but her average entry price cannot be up to 3 naira per share, all depending on how many she bought higher this time. She bought at 181, and then she bought at 5 something. She took another risk of buying it at 5. And today, that risk has been rewarded. 7 naira plus. I mean, Alhaja is becoming the star of the moment. So how many can be that courageous to come back, buy a stock you bought 1 naira 81 kobo at 5 naira something? Not everybody can do that. So that's what we're talking about. Coach, I have withdrawn 150K from 175K account. I want to buy, but which one? Eugene, I hope you heard that it has to be money you don't need immediately, so you can allow it to blossom. Unfortunately, my Atlas Portfolios account is not giving me full access. Every time I try to go to market view, this dialog box refuses to go away. So I can't really see the stocks listed. This particular thing just stays there. It's the same with Morgan Capital, it's the same with Atlas now. Can't really go and check, right? So that's my dilemma at the moment. Yeah, Baba Gibbs says, I knew she would buy more with the way she was talking that particular day. It's almost like we should call her back and ask her, what did you do, madam? Don Stanley says, please, what do charms do? It's something you could just go search quickly for more details, but I'll give you a little bit. Charms is an ICT company, computer technology and all of that. They are the contractors to the federal government for national ID card, the print ID card, and all of those biometric stuffs. Okay, they print ATM cards for most of these banks, and most recently they are trying to diversify into a microfinance business. By the way, they've also gone out of Nigeria, opening international branches of their business. So basically, that's what they do. Coach, Honeywell is doing well. Oh, I bought when you said we should buy at 10 naira last month. Austin Ebube, congratulations. You are already 60% up. You bought last month at 10 naira. It's currently 16 naira per share. 16 naira 50 kobo and on full bid. Wonderful. Fantastic. 60% plus. In fact, that's 65%. Is it 65? 60% at least. Are you saying Atlas portfolio is better than Bamboo? Because I haven't done my research on Atlas. Sam, Omoni, Atoba, I will leave you with this response. We are all here in the market to grow our money, make as much money as possible. That means don't lose money. And fintech apps that are not licensed brokers need a stockbroker to help you buy the stock you want to buy. You are paying the fintech app for giving you their app to use. You are also going to pay that broker they are affiliated to buy the stock for you. So in the end, double transaction charges for every time you buy, double transaction charges every time you sell. Tell me how that is better than engaging with a licensed broker and you pay your charge once. Second, that's any other licensed broker. Second, Atlas has the least in terms of charges, 0.4% and 0.6%, depending on whether you are buying or selling. Most others charge 1%, 1.5 or 2%. Mount those differences over 10 years of investing. You will know how much money you are losing. Enough said. Don Stanley says, so 212 buy is a good buy for champs, right? I would say 208 and 210. So coach, talk about how everyone should not be in every stock. Well, Nuti Naturals, honestly speaking, everybody according to their game plan. Some people want to have a bit of everything, but that also scatters your money and your portfolio seems to kind of be swayed by every negative occurrences in the market. The fact is, the fewer the merrier if you have substantial funds in the best companies invested. In any case, it is important that you know what you are doing. You can't be all over the place. 10, 15 stocks in your portfolio should be enough. And then you build on that instead of looking for where to invest every day. And it's all based on what your strategy is. Some people want quick growth of the portfolio, while others prefer dividend cash flow. Based on whatever strategy you are employing, you now pick those stocks accordingly. That's the way to do it. And then at some point, you can now decide to continue to diversify or consolidate. For instance, Nafisa came in and decided to consolidate on TIP. Yeah, that's it. She simply could have moved the money she wanted to use to buy TIP that day to buy something else. Sometimes opportunities make you consolidate, and then sometimes opportunity makes you to diversify. But by all means, make sure whatever you are investing in aligns with your strategy in the first place. I've told you before, based on my 27 years experience in this market, the older we get, the lower our appetite for risk. So if you are in your late 20s, early 30s, and even late 30s, you are still at that stage where you want to take on more risks and grow your money faster. The bond market will not appeal to you because you don't have too much money. Knowing fully well that in the bond market, the bigger the merrier. I just made an analogy of 20 million naira invested in the Sukuk bond that is going on now. You are going to be getting how many million per year, right? But if you put in, yes, 1.9 million per year. 20 million, excuse me, that's short. Yeah? 20 million invested in the bond market from what we calculated initially should give you 20 million at 19.75% should give you 3.9 million every year. Okay? Thank you very much, Sheon. 3.9 million every year, right? Now, an older person can generate that money because they've had enough time working during their years in employment. Even gratuity or pension, not pension, maybe gratuity could amount to that. And then now they can't work again. They're in their 50s and their 55s, or even in their 60s. Putting that whole money into stocks is riskier for them because you don't know what will happen around the world that will cause another COVID experience, which causes the stock market to crash. So that money is better invested in bonds, where they are sure that every year 3.9 million comes without struggle for the next 7 years. Then they can decide. Half of that drops in their account every 6 months, so they don't need to wait for 1 full year. So within those 6 months of that money dropping, they can decide to now look for stocks to buy or spend it for themselves. They are at peace that the 20 million is safe. Yes. And they have the capacity because they have worked and have received gratuity. But that's not the case for the younger folk who has not worked long enough to amass 20 million and who just has maybe 500,000, 1 million, and so on here and there from savings and wants to grow it. Carry 1 million and put there, what you get is 195,000 annually. Means nothing. But move that 1 million into stocks and watch what happens. That's why we structure our portfolio based on our investment goals. So based on your investment goal, decide what stocks to buy and what volume over time. Nafisa just asked about 4 times dividend per annum paying stock and said she will give it a consideration, NIDF. That's because she's trying to refocus towards dividend cash flow. As much as she stays long in penny stocks and they pay her well, it's time to move some of those returns from stocks, from penny stocks into something more stable that will bring regular cash flow. With that regular cash flow, she can attend to any immediate expenses while still growing her penny stocks and following on with that strategy. So in the end, it all depends on what you want. Coach, can I open more than one account on Atlas Portfolios? Abby Pell, I do not know if it's possible. Unless you are trying to open a corporate account and an individual account. Perfect. Okay? Thank you so very much. I am Oluwagbemiga. Oluwagbemiga. I hope I got that right. Okay, if you are not following me, you are losing money. I hope you are getting the point now. So the stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme, like I always say, but it can get you rich quick. Yes? So as we grow, as we age, let's remember that the bond market is there to help give us some level of stability. In any case, Nigerian bonds are beginning to decline in terms of rates. I am invested in the Sukuk bond of previous years. It's a 15-year bond, expires 2037, and the interest rate was 25%. Today's Sukuk bond is at 19%. If you are investing in bond, lock up at this rate currently because the interest rate is actually determined by the government's need for the money. As at when my 25% bond that I invested in came up, the government was in dire need of funds. That was maybe the second, towards the end of the first tenure of the Buhari government. They needed money seriously, and so they had to give it at a very mouth-watering, attractive interest rate, 25%. And whatever you have locked up in bonds continues to run. Even if future bonds that will come up drops to 12%, 11%, 10%, what you locked up at 25% continues to pay you at that rate until it expires. I hope you understand the game now. So there will come a time when bonds will no longer be attractive. 27 years in the market, that's the experience you are getting right here. So coach, talk about how everyone should not be in every stock. Okay, I've said that. Are you saying Atlas? Okay, I've responded to that. Let me see if I have a caller. Okay, no caller. So back to more of your questions. Coach, which stockbroker will be nice to use to buy stocks? Engineer Bright. I use Atlas Portfolios. They give me online real-time data. If you want, I'll drop my Instagram handle where you are most likely to get the quickest response at Wealth Coach. The same handle I use here at Wealth Coach Omiete. Search me out on Instagram. Follow me. Send me a DM. I will send to you. Otherwise, the link tree on my bio here, just click on it. You'll see all my social media handles. Follow me right there. Send me a DM. I'll send you the link. You open your Atlas Portfolios account. How to navigate the site is also on my YouTube channel. You go and learn how to do it. Very simple, and it's done. Angel's Wings. Is it Atlas or Atlas? It's Atlas, the second one, double S. Can you kindly list 5 stocks you consider as high performing and pays out dividend regularly, please? Dr. Newton Enyimba. 5 regular dividend. I'll go with that word, regular dividend. NIDF. Zenith Bank. UBA. NASCON, and the very last one, which should that be now? Let's go with GTCO. 5 in no particular order, but I can tell you okay, Atlas is in the house. Atlas. Ladies and gentlemen, Atlas Portfolios is in the building. Atlas, please come up. I want to ask you something about the CHAMS rights issue. Tutorial step says, are you still active on Discord, coach? Yes, I am. GK Matic Man, I mentioned GT Bank last. That's why I said in no particular order. Bukari says, Atlas Portfolios have been trying to create an account, it's not working. Okay, let's have Atlas in the house. I'm trying to call you up. We need clarification regarding CHAMS rights issue. Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
It's good to have you here. We appreciate your presence.
You're welcome, sir.
So in the course of today's live session, we're talking about CHAMS rights issue, confirmation whether or not it's official. Could you please help us with
The CHAMS, right?
yes?
Not yet really to the face of the public yet, because we also have not gotten any circulars regards that yet.
Okay. I think that'll be all. Thank you very much. But somebody also is here. Bukari says, I'm trying to create an account. It's not working. What do you have to say?
All right, there's possibility that probably one of the files he or she is uploading has a larger size and the portal isn't taking it. Sometimes it happens like that. So you probably have to resize your uploads to kilobytes to get it uploaded. But if the situation still persists, you can chat us on WhatsApp. We can give you our ad account opening form, the copy to fill, or a Word document to fill, and you send us your upload. We have those other two options left if the one on the portal is not working.
All right. Thank you very much. Someone is also asking, Abby Pale says, is it possible to open more than one account with you?
Yeah, it's not possible. Before it has been you can have 5, 6 accounts with a stockbroker, but a rule came in about 3 years ago that you can only maintain one account with one broker. But the cases that happens when you have two accounts with a broker is when you do an intermember transfer from another house to Atlas without the existing CHN, because if you are maintaining the same CHN with that house and Atlas, when you move, the account merge automatically together. But if you have another CHN with another house and you are moving to Atlas, God can give you an opportunity to maintain two accounts, except you now want to decide to merge it together.
Okay, thank you very much. Movie Boss is asking me to ask you. Thank you very much, Movie Boss. You just reminded me. I don't know if you can see my screen. I'm having this issue trying to access the company listed on the left of the screen. Every time this dialog box refuses to go off, even when I click to close, it doesn't close. To see to help the people talk about these things. What should I do? That's it.
Okay, okay, but coach, you are not experiencing that, right?
Say again.
Are you experiencing that?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm experiencing. It's not going off. So I
Okay,
can't.
it's not closing.
It's not closing. It's refusing to close. Not supposed to
It
close.
it it could be a network issue.
Network. But everything is
Yes,
working here. I can see
yes.
transactions going on.
It could be a network issue.
It's the same with the same thing is happening with maybe if you're speaking with your IT people, the same thing is happening with exactly the same thing is happening with organ capital. So I don't know.
Okay, okay. All right, we'll walk back in to see that. We'll walk back in. I'll revert back to the IT backend. Probably we need to check with the how do I put it, the builder of the hub. But from my end, I'm trading also, but I can close my pop-up menu. It
Okay,
could be
so
the network,
if
but
it
I'll
has to
walk
do
to
with if it
also
has to
check.
do if it has to do with anything I need to do here, please just let me know so I can be able to feed our people with updates because I couldn't go through anything today.
All right, I'll do that.
Thank you very much. Star Essence is on Instagram. Let's see if she has a question. We try to round up. 2 minutes before we close in today's session, it's been fantastic. Okay, Nafisa says she's not experiencing that. Lily Wants Interior says, sir, is Atlas portfolio same with Morgan Capital? No, not the same. They are two different, but they use very similar portals. That's why I refer to that. Official Fred Ofem says, Atlas, should we be expecting an app? I can respond by telling you, no, Atlas is not going to do an app. These apps gives you delayed data. Web portals are always the best. That's why if you check through the best performing data transmission sites, it's always on a web portal, something like FinViz and so on, and not on app. App will always come with hanging updates and so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic day with you. On this day, we're coming to the end of our live session. Any questions you have outside here, join our Network Investors Club. If you haven't, we are on Discord app. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, and I will respond by sending you the link to join for free. We are over 2,000 members now. Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate your time. Okay, Lolade, I'll try restarting. It's been happening even before I came on live, and I've restarted on several occasions. But I'll try again in the remaining 20 minutes of trading today. Grace is experiencing the same, you see, so I'm not alone. So Grace is having the same challenge. Okay, pen, you can see the Atlas WhatsApp number you requested for right there. Wealthy Kelechi, your question is the last I'll respond to. Says, Coach, please explain, can you explain why consumer stocks are going up? And also, please, do you know anything McNichols? I don't have feedback regarding McNichols because I've not taken a good look at their books. But for consumer stocks, the reason why they're increasing is because they're going to be doing very well. You know, there's been inflation all across the year 2024. And now, most of them have bounced back to profitability with a chance to also increase the prices of their goods. So the market is very expectant of a very good performance after the bad experience of 2024. So hopefully, people are taking position now for the better days ahead, especially seeing how they performed already in the first quarter results published. Thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate your time, and I salute your discipline and courage for always being hungry to grow your wealth by getting enough knowledge. See you again tomorrow, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Nigerian time. If you missed any part of today's live session, it will be uploaded on the YouTube channel before 6 p.m. on or before 6 p.m. today. But before then, see you again tomorrow, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Nigerian time. Atlas, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate your immediate response to all of this. And if I've not been able to answer your questions today, and I'm not able to give you up today, please feel free to join tomorrow and bring your questions. Atlas, your goodbyes are expected.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day, everyone, and bye for now.